Hey, blesties, family, friends, and everyone in between. Okay. I want to talk about, hey, blesties, family, friends, and everyone in between. Okay, so I want to talk about forgiveness. Okay. I want to talk about how forgiving people who have done you wrong, said wrong to you, okay, can heal your body if you're sick. Okay. Some of our ailments, some of our, diseases and everything like that are onset by hatred, unforgiveness. Okay. And so, especially your mother and father. Okay. A lot of us have childhood trauma and all those type of things. Even into early adulthood, where we are still just struggling with what our mama did, what our mama allowed, what our daddy did, what our daddy allowed, what they didn't do, and all those type of things. And we're still struggling walking around with trauma from what we can't change. You know what I mean? And we're trying to make mom and dad pay for it by the form in the form of basically is witchcraft, you know? Playing the silent game, not answering our phones, not allowing them to see grandkids and stuff like that is you think is hurting them or paying them back for the pain that you're feeling, but guess what? You still gonna be stuck with that pain. It's that pain is still yours, not transferable. It's not. It's not because guess what? You don't let those kids see grandma or grandpa. Grandma and grandpa gonna be, um, you know, their bank account is not gonna be mad at you. Okay. So that's one thing. But on a serious note, you're thinking that you're holding someone, in a cage or in bondage, but really it's you, you know. It's like the saying, you drinking poison, you think that that person is going to be unalived, but you're drinking the poison. You're the one that's drinking the poison. And you thinking that's going to make them, you know, be unalived, you know? And so that it does not work that way. It doesn't. You are harming your own flesh, your own mind. You are causing yourself to have mental illness. You know what I mean? Self-induced mental illness. And it's not worth it, you know? And just for a disclaimer, I'm not talking to, people who don't love Jesus Christ. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to the ones that is into weird other stuff, spiritual stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the people who love Jesus Christ, who know Jesus is Lord. You know what I mean? Because he is the one who, by the Holy Spirit, helps us work these things out. He helps us work out our salvation in this area of forgiveness. Okay? He does. And so, without that, if you really ain't gonna be able to hit the mark on really truly forgiven, if you're struggling with that. You gotta have the help of the Holy Spirit for real. I remember when I was a kid, I chose whether I wanted to be mad, have a grudge towards someone, or forgive them and move on with life. I actually had the power to do that. And when I chose to have a grudge, I literally felt a dark cloud or a dark presence come over me as I was straining, after hours to continue to be mad. I could feel the pressure on my forehead and everything. But soon as I chose to say, you know what, I forgive, and mainly it was practiced on my brothers, I forgive, and now I'm just going to move on with life. I don't want to be mad anymore. Children seems like they are preset to forgive. You know what I mean? And so I naturally had that as a child quality, And also because that was my character, and it still is. I don't hold people at bay, or, if I am upset with you, guess what? I'm not going to dare let it penetrate my heart, because I could be upset with you and say, you know what? I forgive this person, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool on you. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to hold it in my heart and be festering and festering over it. No, because the Lord, He showed me and taught me that human beings sometimes, most times, don't know no better. You know what I mean? And so it's like your mom, your dad, they didn't know no better. Probably because their parents didn't know no better. You know what I mean? And so if you have parents like that was traumatized themselves, yeah, you really can't. You got to honor your parents. You got to honor. You have to honor your parents. You know what I mean? So that your days will be long on the earth.